Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Skyrim discussion video. Now, I'm gonna be honest, it's been a few weeks since I recorded any video for this channel, so I might be a little bit rusty, so forgive me if I'm a little bit rusty. But today we're talking about poisons. It's kind of a random thing to talk about, I know, but poisons, in my opinion, is a very underappreciated and underlooked aspect of Skyrim, right? When you really think about the main forms of combat, you think of one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, bows, magic, conjuration, destruction, shouts even, but nobody really, I feel like, takes into account the full effect of poisons in Skyrim, and that's because of just how much other extremely powerful shit you can do, right? Why would you focus on poisons when you can focus on enchantments, or you can focus on having a really strong weapon, or smithing? But I'm here to tell you that poisons are actually a lot better than they seem, and I recently tried to play a build where I focus strongly on the poison side of alchemy rather than the healing slash money side of alchemy. And, well, first of all, the poisons that I found can do a crap ton of damage with even such a small investment into alchemy. You can make poisons that do more than, if not the same amount of damage as your weapon itself. Especially with a bow, it's incredibly powerful. If your bow, like early game, does like, I don't know, 20 damage, and you can make a poison that also does 20 damage, and when you sneak attack someone with it, it's like getting an entire free hit on them, especially on higher difficulties. Like, admittedly, on adept or expert difficulty, it's not the most useful thing because you kill enemies within like 2 hits anyways, but on legendary, when you're fighting an enemy that's gonna take like 10 hits, and you're sneak attacking him, that's already basically 2 hits, and then you use a poison that's like 3 on top of it, so you can kill a 10-hit enemy in like 3 or 4 hits using poison. So obviously damage poisons are incredibly valuable just for the fact that they do a shit ton of damage, and I've used these quite a bit in my recent playthrough. It's extremely fun to use, but something that I didn't even consider to begin with was magica regen poison. At literally level 1 alchemy, like level 15 alchemy, you can make a poison that reduces an enemy's magica regen by 100%, meaning that if you hit an enemy with that poison, they won't regen magicka. So obviously this is only important for mages, but basically, obviously the time limit is about half a minute to 40 seconds, which I believe is plenty of time. If you start off a fight with a mage, like a powerful, like adept storm mage, you start off the fight with a sneak attack with a bow that has the poison on it. As soon as they use all of their magicka, that's it. They're toast. The only thing they're gonna have to retaliate is an iron dagger at best. Then you just run in with whatever weapon you have and just slice the shit out of them. Granted, you have about half a minute to actually do it, but it's immensely powerful, especially if you can like do it to a few mages at once, because usually mages fight in groups, which can be difficult, but if you can get all of them at the beginning of the fight, it just really helps you so much. There is also the opposite effect with having stamina drain, which makes an enemy not be able to regen stamina. I find this to have minimal uses, honestly, especially because in order to, because it affects stamina regen, so they still have a pool of stamina to use. So it's like they're still gonna get power attacks on you and stuff, so I feel like the drained stamina isn't as useful. But by far the most useful and important poison in the game is paralysis poison. You get a handful of these just randomly throughout the game, and you can also buy them, but you can make them too. So like the regular weak paralysis poison that you'd find as loot, that paralyzes a target for 3 seconds. But in reality, it's more like 5 or 6 seconds, because you paralyze them, they fall to the ground, then the 3-second timer ticks. Then when the 3 seconds is up, then they have to get up off the floor, which takes about another 2 seconds. So whatever it says, add basically 2 seconds to it. So 3 seconds is 5, 5 seconds is 7, you know what I mean. But at level 15 alchemy, with Canis Root and Imp Stool, I believe that's the recipe. If it isn't, I'll put it up on screen right now. You can make a poison that paralyzes a target for 4 seconds, literally at level 14 alchemy, rendering any other poison, paralysis poison, pretty much useless at that stage. And of course, even if you put a small investment into alchemy, like just getting the first few perks that make it like 40% more effective, and then even if you get the perks that make poisons more effective, it's just like you can paralyze targets for so long that you basically take them out of the fight. Like, forget doing extra damage with damage poisons, forget like subtracting magicka regen with magicka regen poisons, just paralyze them. That's the most effective for literally any enemy in the game. And with how effective poisons are, I was really shocked to find that really not many people use them. At least not to my knowledge, like watching Skyrim YouTubers and watching people's playthroughs. People just don't use poisons, and to be honest, neither did I. The only poisons I really used to use up until this recent playthrough was paralysis poisons, just because like they're so immensely important. But even then, I'd only use them for like a boss fight. I never really considered like actually using poisons for every combat situation. And it's even funnier, there is a perk in the pickpocket skill tree where you can put poisons into an NPC's pocket and it will have an effect on them. So if you put a poison in someone's pocket that does 1,000,000 damage using the restoration loop, then when you leave their pocket, they will literally fucking die. That's not really, important to combat, because obviously you're not going to be pickpocketing a bandit. Or you might do that, but like maybe once in a blue moon. But it's still a funny thing you can do, I guess. I think I would. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and a sub. And yeah, as always, stay awesome and peace out.